Hi guys, it's Valarie from Heaven Leggings Art, and today we're going to do this doorbell sign. We're going to be discussing lines and shading and two different tips and some heat control. This project's perfect for everybody, from the beginner to the master. So let's get started.
Okay, so the wood I'm using is balsa wood. You can use any wood that you prefer to use, preferably a softwood, oak, and harder woods tend to burn harder. It's harder to burn and you need more heat. The softer woods, you can go lower down on the heat and still get a nice clean burn. I am using the balsa wood because I normally have this pack of wood around so that I could test my nibs and see what I'm burning at, my different levels. I've been using this piece for for a while now, and so I have the wood laying around. The cute little sign is just going out by our doorbell, so it doesn't need to be an expensive wood unless you choose to. I wanted to make this a easy project, a doable project that you can find this wood anywhere. And so we have now sanded to 400. We've transferred our pattern that we got off the blog, and now it's time to burn. I personally do not like outlining. If I don't have to outline, I won't. And let's see here. I think I'm going to go ahead and start with the shader. And I'll go ahead. I tend to start with my main part of my burn and go from there. There we go. We'll just use a little one right here. Remember, when you're burning, you don't want to have to move your hand to all different positions. You move the wood down a little bit. No plans on how I was going to shade this, so you're getting to see it live and personal. I'm gonna go ahead and I want him to look 3D. I knew this was going to be a little silly picture. Now, you can erase your lines, especially if you don't burn over them. And you can also lighten your lines before you burn. There's going to be places where I speed up the video so it's not as long for you. This is the nibs burner. This is the shallow spoon tip. You can get these if you go to the nibs burner site and follow their links. I do suggest this tip. I use it a lot for a lot of things. If I can start lighter, I will. I did start a little dark there, but it's okay. This definitely burns quickly. For me, if I need a lighter burn, not too much lighter, but something lighter, I move my tip quicker. Like, you may not be able to tell on camera the color of the burn. So when the kids are home, might get a little noisy. And different parts of the wood are going to burn differently. Jason gave the dogs a bone so they'd be quiet. We have 5 big fur babies, and they do like their treats. And Dad is the treat guy. So when he comes home, That's the first thing they want. There is some smoke coming off. If you happen to be sensitive to it, make sure you wear a mask and take whatever precautions you need for your health. That's important. It doesn't bother me. There are certain materials that you shouldn't burn on, and the main one is MDF. That is toxic to burn on, and the fumes will make you sick, and you could ruin your tips. Remember, when you're burning, you want to use the lowest setting you can for what you're going for, and never burn red for any length of time. Even if you're using heavy-duty cords and tips, you can still ruin them. First project would be, and then I did have somebody contact me and inform me that they were new, so I wanted to go ahead and jump in with basically a Pyro 101. And if you're not new to pyrography, we definitely welcome you here, and leave any tips that I missed down in the comments. Now remember, these are all my personal opinions. Everybody burns differently. I have lowered down my heat to get the lighter burn, and at this point I am basically moving in a eclipse. They're long, fast circles. It's interesting, I've never had a camera right in front of me while I was trying to burn. Remember, you can always heat up your tip to burn hotter. To go back to lighter is really hard. It deals with scraping and sanding, and if you can avoid it at all costs, I would also suggest watching drawing and painting videos. Those help, even though the media is different, the concepts are the same. And if you look over in my featured section, featured channels, I have Lisa Valarie, who Valarie Fine Art, does color pencil and painting, oil painting and acrylics. Great information. I have Marty Owens from Owens Art. He reviews art supplies and does artwork as well. There's Lindsay the Frugal Crafter. He does a lot of crafts, but he also works with watercolors and pastels and things that different media that we can add to our burning. I definitely suggest watching Marty, because if you're looking to add color to your burning, his reviews on art supplies are absolutely wonderful. Okay, so I've finished my line here. I want to see how the burn looks, so I'm going to go ahead and erase. I absolutely love this eraser. It is the best one by far that I found. It's a Vanish 4-in-1 eraser. I'd never heard of it. I was ordering other supplies from Gary's online, and this popped up with a "you might be interested in," and I went ahead and ordered. And when I tried it on the wood, it removes the marks the best. I do have a electric eraser, and I do also use this as well. I'm not going to turn it on because it's going to interfere with the video, but this works as well too. And though you'll get a thumb cramp from holding the button if you have a lot to erase, it still takes off the wood really well. And we can always straighten up that line, but if you notice, it doesn't look outlined. And if you're doing art for competition, if you're doing burning for competition, the judges do look for those lines. They look to see if your pencil lines are present. Alright, so we got the start of our 3D guy. You know what? Let's go ahead and try the Burn Master so you can see how that is. Right now I have the medium ball tip on. Yeah, let's go ahead and outline his eye with the same tip. And we got eyes. Yay! You don't have to push very hard. In fact, you shouldn't be pushing at all. The heat should be doing the work for you. I saw that my line right here, I kind of need to blend it out a little bit more. Yeah, for now I'm going to leave that white line and see how it works for 3D effect. Alright. Well, I haven't decided what I was going to do with the lips. I saw this line needs to be straightened out. So I was saying on the different YouTubers I have under featured, Lindsay does watercolor and cards and you name it, she does it. And she's awesome. And so there's always things to learn from different artists, even if they're not working in your medium. They're definitely worth watching. And John Bramblett, he is, the name of his artist name for his company is Sightless Works, and that's because John is blind and an absolutely fabulous painter. I definitely suggest checking him out. Okay, you know what? We're going to leave that for now until we decide. Okay, so for as hot as we're burning, let's see here. Where else can we go? See, I'm barely touching the wood, but it just glides, and that's because of the grit that I have it burned at. If you're skipping while you're burning, then your wood's not smooth enough. And I did want to lower this down a little bit. I did want this lighter. When you're burning, you want to be able to find wood that has, unless it goes with your pattern or what you have envisioned, you want the lighter wood with the lighter green. Well, you know, with the lighter, we'll go. You want your lines to follow your subject. If you want a round subject, you need to curve your lines. I'm not sure how dark I want to go on the bell, so we'll leave that for now. Let's see if we can get lighter on the nose in this area. Let's see this one. Let's get some of this so I can see. I do try to erase as I go along, that way I don't miss a I haven't decided how much I'm going to burn his body. And when I go to put my pen back onto the wood, I try to go someplace where I've already burned before I move up. I do that because I don't want the blobs. I think I want to go a little darker up here, maybe a little darker here, and I'm thinking of leaving at least this side of his body unburned and burning on the outside so that we don't have an outline. Our goal is to get a smooth burn. Okay, well, I think I like that temperature. I think that'll work for us. Remember, if you're new to burning, different parts of the grain are going to burn differently. I think I'm going to keep the inside of the circle unburned. You know what? Until I fill in the other part. Let's skip that. let's see here. So we want the stick dark, where I think we're going to go with a dark background here. We'll do some shading in here. And give them a little bit of facial feature planes. And do our lettering, and we'll be done. So right now I am burning at a 2.5. Let's see if I can get this straight. Remember, move your wood, not your hand. So right now I can feel a little warmth through the pen, but it should not be hot. If your pen is hot, check your connections. Make sure your tip is seated correctly, your cords are all plugged in correctly, and make sure you're using the pin that goes with your machine. Okay, so we are going to burn the outside. You know what? I think I can go just a little bit hotter. I am outlining this part because I know everything I'm doing is going to be the same color, the same shade. Now, if I was going to go lighter, I would not outline up. Kind of like what we did right here. We've had some really strong storms come through the last couple of days. In fact, today we got over 2 inches of rain. And lightning strikes all over the place. So I got the new skeleton cover for the GoPro, which opens up the mic. And that's what I'm using now, so hopefully we'll see a difference, or hear a difference in the sound. Alright, let's see here. So we want to put some shading on it. Oh, you know what? I think I wanted a little bit going on here. In the future, we'll definitely be doing more in-depth projects. But for now, just to help people get started, let's just have fun. Okay, let's see here. Where are we going to shade? I see pencil down here. I don't really want to burn over that. You know what? This is still burning too hot. Okay, let's try that. Remember, this is a soft wood, so... Yeah, let's try some background. Let's see what happens. A little darker than I wanted. Yeah, this is more the color I was looking for. Let's see how we can work it in. I just want enough where I don't have to outline him. Now, if you feel like you messed up, don't stop and toss it. Continue working on it and see what you can do with it. At that point, you already feel like it's messed up, so what's the harm in experimenting? It also helps you to learn. I'm not going to go all the way out to the edge. I'm just enough to let's see here, we'll just go around the sign. Maybe a little bit back here just to give some depth. And then, since we are lighter now, we can decide if we want to add anything to the face. This is just a silly practice so that you can get to know your machine and use the tips that you have. Part of learning is adjusting. If you don't have it and you can't afford it, practice with what you have. Well, I think we'll definitely straighten on his face. See, not outlining, he stands out more without being harsh line, like similar to the other spots. But we do need to clean him up. He has less of a cheek. You can straighten out your lines with this tip. Yep, that's a little cleaned up. As for his face, I'm not exactly sure what I want to do, if I want to do anything. I decided I did want to fill him in more. I took some pencil to the pattern and shaded it in. So you can see here the green is burning differently. And that just happens. Remember, when you pick up your pen, it heats up the tip because it's recovering the heat. Well, for a cute little doorbell sign, I think we're pretty much done. If you want to keep going, that's fine. I actually could keep going, but this is just meant for practice. But if you're having fun practicing with your tips and adjusting your heat and whatnot, go for it. It does seem a little odd down here, but alright. I'm going to leave it alone for now. Let's move on to the arrow. I do want that dark, so let's bump up the heat. Remember, you don't have to use just the bottom or the end of your tip. You can also use the sides. Well, at least with this pattern, you can practice straight lines, lettering if you like to do lettering. Come back to that. So now I'm going to switch over to we're going to use the ball. All right. So right now, this is set at, I guess, a little over 3. And remember, if you are burning hotter and you sit in an area too long while you're doing this, it will get some yellowing from the heat. So keep your tip moving. Okay, I gotta give this pen a break. My hand is, oops, sorry. My hand is hurting. The pen's getting hot. Alright, so let's finish erasing. And seal it with a outdoor, since this is going to be outdoor, hanging outdoor, I would seal it with a polyacrylic outdoor finish and put probably 3 to 4 coats on the front. I'm going to have little risers attached to the back. You saw that in the what you'll need picture, and I'm just going to attach them, glue them. The sticks that are going to be attached, like these, like this one, will also be sealed, but because I live in a dry climate and whatnot, I can go ahead and seal the whole thing. If you live in a more humid climate, I would seal everything but leave the inside. If you put the risers on, leave the back unsealed so that the wood can expand and contract with the humidity and heat and cold. so that your wood doesn't crack. I think I'm going to call this one finished. He's a cute little guy. Hopefully he'll get a couple little smiles every time somebody goes to ring the doorbell and sees a sign. And
if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. As always, my links are down in the description. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so that you don't miss a video. And please hit that like button. Happy burning, everybody. Bye.